Yo, how's everybody doing? It's your boy College Football Weekly here, back again with another video. My top 25 here for week 12 already, man. It's week 12. This season's flying by, man, and this was a pretty calm week. Not too many upsets, nothing too crazy happening, but yeah, let's just dive right into it. Number 25, I got Boston College. Now, Boston College I almost didn't put in just because of the way they lost. Only 113 total yards. Yeah. That's kind of bad. 9 yards rushing against Clemson. Now, Clemson's defense, granted, they're good, right? They're a good defense. But you're at home. I just don't see how that's possible. I almost didn't put them in, but they're right at that 25 mark. I'll give them another chance. So, yeah, they're my number 25 team this week. At number 24, I got Kentucky. It seems like whenever I pick Kentucky to win, they lose. And whenever I pick Kentucky to lose, they win. So, yeah. They got smacked up by Tennessee this week, 7-24. Yeah, Kentucky and Boston College are kind of fighting for that 25 spot. I honestly just looked at my my rankings last week, and whatever one was ranked higher last week, I just put at the 24 spot. So yeah, both teams ugly. They're a loss away from just never being in the top 25 again this year. So yeah. At number 23, Army. Now Army's a team. You know, I put Army in here for some respect for the veterans. You know, and Army's 8-2. You know, they're kind of a quiet team that just wins. You know, they're 8-2. They're a decent team. You know, you don't want to go up against that triple option or whatever the hell they run. Jesus, it's terrible. You know, they can beat you with it. They almost, you know, one of their losses is an overtime loss to Oklahoma. I mean, Army's a decent team. You know, so I put them on here. At number 22, Washington, bye week. So yeah. At number 21, Florida. I really just kept these the same. I kind of just moved these lower tier teams up. But yeah. Florida, really, I mean, they almost lost South Carolina. I thought they were going to lose. They stuck it out. About what I expect from a 21st ranked team, to be honest. But yeah, Florida at number 21. Utah bouncing back against Oregon this week in a close one. Utah kind of finding their footing again. I put them here at 20. I like Utah this year. I think they're pretty good team, you know. So yeah. At number 19, Iowa State. I finally go for Iowa State. I've been holding off on them for a while, but I put them up here finally after their Baylor loss or their Baylor win. I thought they were gonna. I thought Baylor was gonna upset them. They proved me wrong and they beat them. So yeah. At number 18, Northwestern. Now, this is a weird one. I wasn't quite sure where to put Northwestern because I think Northwestern is a better team than those Iowa State, Utah, Florida. But I don't think they're an 18th ranked team. I think they're somewhere in the 20s. But all the teams below them, I feel like they could beat. You know, Northwestern's on fire this year. And you know, if they didn't lose all three of their non-conference games, which they probably should have won 2 out of 3 or all 3 of them, you know, we definitely see them in the top 25. Will we see them in the top 25 this week in the committee poll? Maybe 25 if they are generous. But Northwestern, they clinched the West today. You know, they went to Iowa, they beat Iowa. And I give them a lot of credit. You go to Iowa City, man, and it's one of the hardest places to play. So I give them the 18th spot this week. They should win out and finish the year 8-4, heading in the Big Ten championship. So yeah, good for them, you know. Number 17, we got Boise. Boise beat those Fresno State. I predicted that, by the way. Yeah, I did predict that. Boise State is a team I think is pretty good. Non-power 5 team, you know, I mean, they can probably be beat up. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, you never know with those non-power 5 teams until they really verse a power 5. Obviously, Boise State got smacked up by Oklahoma State earlier this year, but Oklahoma State I think is a lot better than what their record shows. But Boise, I think they're a pretty good team. You know, they're 8-2, and as long as I think, you know, man, they're at home, they can win most games. So yeah. Number 16, we got Penn State. Penn State. Hold on. Let me make sure. Penn State, okay. Penn State, they beat Wisconsin 22-10, right? I'm just checking the score, make sure I got it right. 22-10. Besides that Jonathan Taylor 77 or 74-yard run or whatever, it was a one-sided game for Penn State. Penn State still a pretty decent team. Kind of found their footing again. Trace McSorley at home is really hard to beat. So yeah, they're a good team. Texas, I was watching this game and I'm like, holy crap, is Texas going to lose to Texas Tech? Back and forth, back and forth. I predicted Texas Tech to pull off the upset. I was wrong. But yeah, Texas, man, they're pretty good. Moving them up to 15 here, so yeah. The Qs, Syracuse, at 14. I am rooting for Syracuse next week to beat Notre Dame. Syracuse, they beat Louisville 54-23 this past week, looking pretty good. I think they're looking good, better and better every week, you know. And yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. You know, we'll see. We'll learn what we need to learn about with Syracuse next week at Notre Dame. So yeah. At number 13, Utah State. Utah State, I think, blew out San Jose State like 62-20 or something. These teams, man, I'm sick of the disrespect. I am sick of it with Utah State and Cincy. I'm sick of it, man. I'll get to Cincy in a minute, but Utah State, man, they're blowing out teams. Their only losses to Michigan State, very, very close. They got a good QB. I think their QB threw for like 500 yards this week. Utah State, they're 9-1. Give them some respect. Give them some respect. Going on to Cincy this week. They beat USF 35-23, improving to 9-1. Right? UCF had trouble with Navy this week. I was watching it. I was just watching the score. They had a bit of trouble with Navy. Cincinnati beat Navy last week 42-0 with ease. Okay? I won Cincinnati in the top 25. They are a top 25 team, you know. They're a good team. Like, granted, 12 might be a little high, 13 may be a little high, but I just want to put them up there, man, because I feel like Cincinnati definitely deserves it. Kind of skeptical on Utah State, but that's why I put them at 13, you know. But they're 9-1, one-loss teams, man. They're not in the Power 5, so I understand. People like, what the hell? But I mean, Cincy, I think, is probably, we'll see, because I'm pretty sure they go against UCF. Maybe is it next week or this week? I'm not sure, but we'll see, man. I think Cincy can has the team to beat UCF. At number 11, LSU. LSU, man, I had a feeling it was going to be a close one against Arkansas this week, and Arkansas is they're just all-around they're just not good, dude. They're just not good this year. I didn't predict them to have as much trouble as they did. Their offense looked awful. Their defense was eh. They only won by a touchdown. Yeah, man, I mean, I think LSU's definitely better, or everyone thinks they're better than what they really are just because Bama, man. I mean, whatever, dude. I mean, LSU, they're not a top 10 team, I'll tell you that. They're in this teen range, you know, the 11, 12, 13 range as of right now, especially after that Arkansas win. They look awful, man. Washington State at 10. Washington State's one of those teams that's just kind of, I feel like they're the Texas from, like, October, you know, that they got some big wins, and now they're just kind of they're playing not to lose now. You know, with Colorado, it was back and forth. The final score really doesn't tell the whole story. That was a good game, I think, until about the end of the third. Washington State pulled away. I think Washington State's a good team. We'll see. We will definitely learn what they can do against Washington. Granted, Washington isn't that good of a team, and then they won't play anybody in the Pac-12 championship. So I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, we'll see. If Washington State can pick it up, start dominating opponents more and more, then we'll maybe move them up. UCF, as I mentioned, I moved them down. I usually don't do that, but the team above them proved something this week, so that's why I did. UCF struggling with Navy. Navy 2-8, 2-9, 2-8, I believe. Navy, yeah, I mean, it's Navy. They're always gonna you're gonna get their best shot, but you need to win by more than just 2 possessions, like 11 points or whatever. So yeah, I still think UCF's a really good team. They win games. So yeah, Ohio State at 8, man. I was so happy to see the Buckeyes get back on track this week. Sorry, I'm just a fan, you know. I'm just a fan, bro. But no, in all seriousness, Ohio State, Michigan State kind of beat up themselves there late, with some sloppy play. I saw some slothfulness out there by Michigan State this week, not gonna lie, but Ohio State, I think, just kind of both teams kind of feeling out each other for that whole game. Finally something gave. Ohio State took advantage, and at the end of the day, Ohio State's just the better team, you know, winning 26-6 at East Lansing. It's a tough place to play. Michigan State plays Ohio State tough these past 4 or 5 years. They play them tough. It's kind of a little like a mini rivalry game. I mean, Haskins didn't have his best day, but Ohio State ran the ball. Weber really had a nice day, 104 yards against the #1 rush defense. Granted, Michigan State's, Lewarke was sore with that shoulder. The backup came in and was looking really good. Ohio State defense really only gave up 1 big play all day. And that was that big run by Lombari, I believe is his name. It's like 40 yards. But their defense their defense, man, the Ohio State defense stepped up, and that offense, their offense looked like they needed some work this week, but it's against a good defense. They get the win nonetheless. But yeah, I just way over explained that. That's why I moved them up though, because they looked like they're kind of getting back into what they could be, you know. So yeah. West Virginia at 7, they just blew out TCU. It was a game for like a quarter and a half. And then of course Will Greer is on fire. So West Virginia, man, it's gonna be weird what happens with them, because I think they're gonna verse Oklahoma late. I feel like honestly West Virginia's gonna win that regular season game, and then Oklahoma's gonna come back in the championship and beat West Virginia. So I mean that's hopeful thinking, but I think that's honestly what could happen. But yeah, West Virginia though looking really good. They're on fire, man. Georgia just beat up Auburn. I didn't think Auburn was that good of a team. They put up a fight a little bit early, but Georgia kind of showing that they're that elite team. You know, they're a top 6 team as of right now, and you know, they proved it by beating Auburn. Oklahoma at 5. I almost moved Oklahoma down to 6, and that's because they've been playing some close games the past 2 weeks. Their defense, man, is looking terrible. I'm just gonna say it, man. Their defense is bad. Oklahoma State had the game. Now, I probably would have predicted Oklahoma to still win that, even if Oklahoma State got that 2-point conversion, because they had 2 timeouts, a minute, and Kyler Murray, man. I mean, you just need to get in field goal range. I'd bet money on that, man. But Oklahoma State pretty much had the man wide open. The guy just missed through it for the game, or the lead late in the 4th. So, but Oklahoma, man, their offense, can't deny they're good. Their defense, questionable. They need to work on it. Michigan, it was kind of a questionable game versus Rutgers that first quarter and a half, but of course it's Michigan. They pulled it together. They're a pretty good team this year. And yeah, they pulled it together and won against Rutgers. So yeah. Notre Dame, Florida State. I didn't think this was a game. People were like, "Oh, this might be a game. Look out!" No, Florida State. They just gave up this year. They're just throwing their games at this point for nothing. There's no NFL draft pick you're getting first, so whatever. Clemson, man. Clemson looked really dominant this week. I watched Trevor Lawrence, man. He was making some pretty good throws. Their defense looking good, and their running back, I forget how to say his name again. Ntai, whatever. That guy, he's a beast, man. I love him. I think he's probably the best. Well, I don't know, maybe one of the best running backs in the college football this year. So yeah, of course Alabama at 1. Alabama, to be honest, Tua didn't have the best day against. They versed Mississippi State. Mississippi State's an okay team. They versed them away from home though, so I feel like honestly Alabama should have won by more. I mean, whatever. It's 24-0. They won how they should have won, but Tua struggling. He left it in the 3rd with his knee. Threw another pick. But yeah, Alabama obviously still the clear number 1. Can't argue it. So yeah, that's my top 25 this week. The next 2 weeks, man, we got some big games. Oklahoma, West Virginia. That, you know, in this top 8, man, Oklahoma, West Virginia, Ohio State, Michigan, you know, Notre Dame, Syracuse. There's gonna be some big games this week, man. Or these next couple weeks. So I'm excited. And then, of course, conference championship week, and then bowl season and playoffs. So, yeah, it's crazy. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video, though. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and tell me your thoughts down below about this week. And, yeah, I will catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out.